10% of the world's population is now under quarantine.
Here's a summary of the article.
Residential lockdowns of varying strictness, from checkpoints at building entrances to hard limits on going outdoors, now cover at least 760 million people in China, or more than half the country's population, according to a New York Times analysis of government announcements in provinces and major cities. Many of these people live far from the city of Wuhan, where the virus was first reported and which the government sealed off last month. Throughout China, neighborhoods and localities have issued their own rules about residents' comings and goings, which means the total number of affected people may be even higher. China's top leader, Xi Jinping, has called for an all-out people's war to tame the outbreak. In Zhejiang, one of China's most developed provinces and home to Alibaba and other technology companies, people have written on social media about being denied entry to their own apartments in Hangzhou, the provincial capital. Many people in China have been happy to wall themselves off, ordering groceries online and working from home if they can. Later, the ban was adjusted to cover only people coming from Hubei province and the Zhejiang cities of Wenzhou and Taizhou, both of which have had many cases of the new virus.
This post received a score of 49,822, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
That's approximately 700 million, which is approximately 50% of China.
No big deal, remember SARS?
SARS had a much higher mortality rate if the numbers that China puts out are true.
It also infected fewer people.
When you mutate too many symptoms before mutating transmissions.
This why you gotta just devolve any symptoms immediately and focus on spreading first. Then when you got everyone infected, save for organ failure and then devolve any non-symptoms other than drug resistance so that you can push back the cure if you're not killing quick enough.
Yes, CDC, this comment right here.
If it's hard mode, CDC already knows. Fuckers could always detect my diseases when it didn't even have symptoms within like weeks of original contamination. How does that even make sense?
This doesn't happen if you keep your infection rate below 1.5.
Below 1.5 what? I have never known of a scale like that for the game. Am I lost? Was there an update I didn't hear about? Also, the devs must loving the coverage this game is getting. I'm sure they're sad for the disease, but man, they are making a ton of money.
Honestly, it just puts the scale of China's population into perspective for me. 10% of the world's population is only around half of the population of China.
China and India covers 30 to 40% of the world's population. Put that into perspective. I'm surprised the virus isn't as prevalent in India yet.
Good bot. This is something I haven't even considered yet. Now I see this pandemic more positively.
Online shopping is huge in China. My Chinese roommate, I study at a boarding school in China, never leaves the room and gets all her food, necessities from Taobao, Chinese Amazon.
I lived in Malaysia for a couple months. The conveniences in the city KL were insane for the cost of living. I had a luxury apartment for less than the price of a shitty place back home in California, which had an awesome pool and gym in the complex, and for many dinners I'd order food using Grab, their Uber Eats. I could get a full meal with delivery fee for like $3 minus $4 total. A remote worker like me could choose to never leave the apartment complex, if I wanted.
That looks like one of those headlines you see in the beginning of a film about the apocalypse. It's the near future and 10% of the world's population is under quarantine and the remaining 90% are zombie vampire replicant social media influencers. Life is a daily battle for survival and likes.
Mary Sue, who is unpopular yet attractive, must make her way through this ravaged and dystopian society. Her special abilities will mark her as a target, though the vampire zombies have sent Special Agent Marty Stew to stop her. Perhaps not everything is as it seems, and love is forbidden.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.